Hey guys, just want to take a few minutes to talk about why organized religion is retarded. First reason I have here is substitutes nebulous groupthink for focused, independent thought. So it vastly limits you in every way, shape, and form. It limits your rational thought, of course. Like I was saying, substitutes nebulous groupthink for focused, independent thought. Your independent thinking, your critical capabilities, your critical thinking capabilities are all crippled by organized religion. So instead, you have the church dictating what you should believe, what you should think, what you should do, etc., etc. Um, Labels and us versus them mentality. It's labeling people, Christians, Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus, etc., etc., etc. It labels all these people, so therefore it's pitting people against each other automatically. Automatically forces this us versus them mentality and says you're no good because you're not a blah blah blah, and I'm the best because I'm a you know engineered obedience trading. That goes back to number one basically, except it's engineering obedience to the church, obedience to the priest, the pastor, the pope, um, whoever is in charge of this religious organization or this religious sect. It's organizing obedience to them, and above them it's obedience to God, obedience to the spaghetti monster there. Organized obedience to it's it forces people to in line, like in check. That's an old way of thinking. That's like monarchy. Where's the democracy here? In a free society, or I don't think organized religion has any place, because it's way too similar to monarchy. You know, so obedience is like 1984. Everybody follow the leader. Uh, Waste of time and boring. Yeah, that that's probably one of the most compelling reasons. Actually, just in your everyday day to life, the other reasons are more compelling. But I'm just saying, in your day to day life, it's a waste of time. You go to church on Sundays, wasting half your Sunday um, on bullshit teachings, bullshit doctrines. Um, and if you really needed time for spirituality, meditate. Meditate. It soothes your mind, calms your mind, clears your mind. It's a lot better than just taking it in the ass um, and getting religious bullshit doctrines shoved down your throat. And it's boring. Like I said, like you read the Bible, half of it's really boring. Half of it is gore, blood and guts. It's all the evil that went on at that time, uh, from both the pagans and the Christians, but mostly like the Christians or the Muslims or whatever fighting the pagans. That's horrible. But the other half of the time is just dead boring. And the website I got some of these ideas from was pointing out that's why Bibles are in hotels. It's man's best sedative. You crack it open and fall asleep in a few minutes. Yeah. And criminals, it sports criminals, or it has the potential to support criminals anyway. The majority of religious believers are not criminals, obviously, but you hear about stories about Catholic pedophiles and priests all the time. You hear about these Muslim terrorists and how money from mosques and stuff might be going to sponsor terrorism, and the same way the money that's going from mass and whatever, it might be going straight into the pockets of pedophiles, and it's basically supporting criminals, so that's not cool. And back in the day, even now, it supports religious wars, or wars that are justified because of religion. It's been doing so for a long time. It's still doing that. And then there's so much worry about damnation. That's the next reason. It accuses people or tells people that they're going to go to hell if they don't believe Jesus died for their sins, or you don't believe this or that, or you don't follow these specific rules or whatever. You're always worried about damnation when there's no reason to be, because no hell exists in the first place. Idiocracy or hypocrisy, pick one. Oh, I said idiocracy. Idiocy or hypocrisy, pick one. Yeah, that's a good one. Idiocy, you have like Kent Hovind, and what's the other guy? Ray Comforts. Idiocy going out there, dismissing mounds and mounds of proof about evolution. Or you have hypocrisy, just people saying that they're all righteous and stuff like that, and what do they do in their daily lives? They're cheating on their wives. They're killing innocents for religion. They're shoplifting, whatever, and they're like, praise Jesus or whatever. Inherited falsehood, and I put i.e. bullshit stories, teachings, doctrines, etc. That goes back to the whole Kent Hovind, Ray Comfort thing. They teach bull crap about evolution, and they teach people to dismiss reason and critical thinking for no good reason, and like 90% of the teachings in there are historically inaccurate, scientifically inaccurate, and they're inconsistent, they're self-contradictory, and they're just morally reprehensible in every way, And the next reason, strict and crippling moral doctrines. Strict, yeah, that's a good one too. They teach you things you should already know, like don't kill, steal, rape. Well, no, they don't even teach rape, because, yeah, don't commit adultery, respect your mother and father, stuff like that. They teach basic things that you should already know. But it also teaches that disobedient children should be stoned, gay people should be stoned, heretics should be stoned, all to death, all stoned to death, and yeah, atheists should be stoned to death, basically. All these appalling and strict and crippling moral doctrines that have no reason, no place in a good, decent society. People should use their reason to see what is logically the best alternative and the worst alternative, With these strict moral doctrines, you can't figure out, you're forced to think a certain way, and it might not be right, and usually isn't right. Faith is fear. That goes back to the worry about damnation thing, kind of. You're always fearful that God's gonna smite you and you're gonna be punished eternally, and stuff like that. When and you're taught that that's faith. You know, have faith that God exists, or else you'll be punished forever. Have faith that Jesus was your Lord and Savior, or suffer hellfire. Faith is fear. That's not a good way to go about anything, and faith isn't right either. Faith, it can cripple you, as well as like substituting nebulous groupthink for focused independent thought. These religions dictate faith and just dictate limiting you in all these certain ways, when that is totally the wrong path. It's totally the wrong way to go for you. Use your reason. As a sentient being, you have reason, you have critical thinking. Use it. It's there for your benefit. It's how we evolved to have this 21st century technology, basically. Why are you going to throw it down the tubes for one part of your life? Have respect for that gift in all areas of your life. Just my 2 cents on why religion is retarded. There are so many other takes on it, but those are the basic reasons I see why organized religion is just bullcrap and retarded. Alright, peace out, guys. See ya.